Hey everyone, and welcome to this visual guide. We are standing right in the middle of a massive, literal tectonic shift in technology right now. And frankly, the 2026 AI landscape can feel, well, a bit overwhelming. There are so many models, constant updates, and just so much noise out there. But don't worry, because today we're going to demystify all of this together. We're going to map out exactly what is happening globally, and more importantly, how we can actually use these breakthroughs to supercharge our own daily workflows. So here is the macro to micro journey we're taking today. Number 1, global AI wars. 2, new content rules. 3, the video generation revolution. And finally, number 4, digital marketing tools. Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1, global AI wars. This is the high-level battle of AI giants and open-source titans. To really understand this macro-level geopolitical and technological battleground of 2026, we kind of have to look at how the entire industry is essentially split into two parallel forces. On one side, we've got the closed frontier models. These are primarily coming out of the US. Think of your GPT-5s and your Claude 4.6s. They're expensive, highly capable, and they focus on these beautiful unified ecosystems with massive memory. But then, on the exact opposite side, we have the open-source titans. These are largely driven by Chinese labs like DeepSeek and Qwen, and they're heavily focused on aggressive cost-slashing and achieving massive global adoption. It's just a fascinating contrast between highly controlled, premium ecosystems and rapidly expanding, low-cost, open networks. Let's zoom in on that closed side for a second, specifically OpenAI's latest. Gone are the days of manually trying to guess which model to pick for a task. OpenAI has completely simplified their whole confusing list into one unified GPT-5 ecosystem. It's so smart, the system actually automatically routes your prompt to the exact right reasoning depth, so whether you're using the lightning-fast main model or that deep reasoning Thinking Pro model for complex stuff, the context windows now scale brilliantly. You get anywhere from 8,000 tokens for free users all the way up to a massive 128,000 tokens for pro and enterprise users. And you guys, the performance jump here is absolutely staggering. Take a look at this. In the SW Bench-verified coding scores, which, if you don't know, tests real-world software engineering, we see GPT 4.1 was hovering around 54%. Then the O3 model bumped that to 69%. But GPT-5? It has leaped to nearly 75%. We are literally watching these models reach PhD-level capabilities in specific, highly technical tasks. The new architecture under the hood of GPT-5 is just a total game-changer. But hey, OpenAI definitely isn't alone at the frontier. Anthropic's Claude 4.6 is showing absolute dominance when it comes to autonomous coding. There's actually this brilliant little anecdote from our sources about how Claude 4.6 handles massive projects, like writing a whole book or coding an entire app. It actually acts a lot like the main character in that movie Memento, because it eventually maxes out its active memory during these long sessions. It's learned to autonomously leave detailed notes for itself. So when you start a new session, it reads its own notes, remembers exactly where it left off, and just seamlessly continues writing code. I mean, that is mind-blowing project management right there. Now, remember that second force we talked about earlier, the open source titans? Well, take a second to process this number. 1 billion. By early 2026, Alibaba's Qwen model hit 1 billion downloads on Hugging Face. That's a billion. That means Qwen alone has captured over 50% of the entire global open source market. So while the closed models are busy battling over elite coding capabilities, the open source movement is quietly becoming the default infrastructure for developers around the whole world. All right, let's keep it moving. Section 2, new content rules. This is all about shifting search strategies in an AI-first internet. Now that we've seen the giant macro-level hardware and model battle, let's step down into the mid-level strategy. Because the fundamental nature of these models has completely changed, the rules of how we create content just have to change too. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. This is the new SEO. We aren't just trying to rank on a static page of blue links anymore. No, we are now optimizing our content so that when an AI engine gives a user a conversational answer, it directly cites and recommends us as the primary source. So, how do we actually win at GEO? Well, first we need to pivot towards lifestyle-focused content. People just don't search AI using rigid, clunky keywords anymore. They ask real conversational questions. Next up, you've got to integrate short-form videos directly into your articles. Third, Hyper-localize your translations. A direct word-for-word translation just doesn't cut it these days. If you're targeting a new country, you need to adapt to their specific cultural context, like referencing their local school holidays instead of your own. And finally, you absolutely must focus on gathering rich customer reviews. And I really want to stress that last point with this direct quote from our sources. AI search engines crawl review platforms heavily. Rich customer reviews are the ultimate ranking factor in 2026. This is huge. Reviews on platforms like Trustpilot or Google My Business, they're no longer just a nice little PR bonus. They are literal food for AI recommendation algorithms. If you want an AI to confidently tell a user to buy your product, you have to feed it a constant stream of high-quality, multilingual, and highly detailed user reviews. Okay, shifting gears again. Section 3, the video generation revolution. Let's evaluate the current text-to-video landscape. We've talked a lot about text and search, but we have to shift our focus to the visual side of content creation because AI has completely democratized high-quality video production this year. And this brilliantly illustrates the current video landscape. Seriously, if you're going to take a screenshot of any slide today, make it this one. If you want deep creative control for that cinematic, pro look, Runway is your go-to tool. If you need a rapid, viral clip for social media, hit up Pika. For the best all-around flexibility for everyday content, AI ease is perfectly balanced. Synthesia absolutely dominates the corporate training space with its lifelike avatars, while Luma AI is just pushing the absolute boundaries of spatial depth and realism. You don't need a massive studio budget anymore, you just need to pick the exact right tool for your specific need. And now we zoom all the way in, Section 4, Digital Marketing Tools. This is your micro-level daily AI toolkit. All right, so we've seen the giant models and the broad strategies. Now let's get into the actual software tools that professionals and digital marketers need to have open on their browsers right now, today. Let me pose a highly relatable question to you. Imagine you have a 1-hour recording of a keynote speech or an interview. How on earth do you find the time to edit that into dozens of viral short-form clips and then translate them into multiple languages? I mean, in the past, that was literally a week of work for an entire team. Today, you just need these 2 tools. First, you drop the raw video into Opus Clip. The AI instantly scans the entire hour, identifies the most engaging, viral moments, cuts them perfectly, and slaps on dynamic auto captions. Boom. Then, you take those clips and run them straight through 11 Labs. It literally clones your exact voice, keeping your natural emotion, and seamlessly dubs your video into French, German, or whatever language you need. Combining these 2 tools literally gives a single creator the output power of an entire global media agency. It's wild. Now, for research, you absolutely need Perplexity AI. If you are still opening 10 different browser tabs trying to hunt down one accurate statistic, you are wasting so much time. Perplexity replaces traditional search by just giving you the exact synthesized answer right away. And crucially, it gives you transparent footnotes linking directly to its sources. It cuts hours of tedious market research down to a matter of seconds. Then there's Google's Notebook LM, which I am genuinely so excited about. It's a fascinating approach to research. You can upload dozens of dense, raw PDF reports, and it turns them into whatever format you learn from best. It can generate an interactive audio discussion that sounds exactly like a real conversation. It can create study flashcards or even beautifully visualized presentation slides. It's basically the ultimate study buddy or meeting prep assistant. When it comes to digital advertising, you really want to eliminate the tedious heavy lifting so you can focus on your actual creative strategy, right? Well, tools like Nano Banana Pro, which runs on Google's lightning-fast models, lets you instantly swap out backgrounds or, say, put a red jacket on a model with just a single prompt. And if you're managing massive campaigns, a tool like 3AI lets you bulk publish and tweak meta ads across multiple accounts in an instant. So, how do you make all these separate tools actually talk to each other? Enter Zapier. Zapier has basically evolved into an AI-powered nervous system. Without writing a single line of code, you can just tell it, hey, when a new lead fills out a form, translate their message, summarize it, save it to a spreadsheet, and draft a personalized email reply. It takes all these individual AI applications and turns them into a single automated digital workforce humming along in the background. Which brings us to a really crucial point, brilliantly summarized by this quote from our sources. AI won't take your job, someone using AI will. I know, it's a sobering thought, but honestly, it should be incredibly empowering. These tools are not here to replace you, they are here to amplify your capabilities. The future absolutely belongs to those who learn to conduct this new digital orchestra. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Look back over the tools and strategies we've discussed today.
Which one of these digital colleagues are you going to test out today? Seriously, don't wait. Pick just one. Integrate it into your workflow and see the difference it makes. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and I will catch you next time.